This is Inside Indiana Business Radio for the morning of Wednesday, February 5th, 2025. I'm Alex Brown. A central Indiana home builder with roots dating back to the 1950s is under new ownership. Fort Wayne-based investment and management firm Defy Investments has acquired Indianapolis-based Davis Homes, though financial terms of the deal are not being disclosed. Defy President David McDonald.
Davis does a great job sort of taking that hybrid approach to home building with the on your lot approach that they take, sort of that land light approach that's being popularized among many builders. And also just the way that they build, the price points very accessible for Indiana homeowners. And so in addition to that, Indianapolis, of course, is a great market to be in.
As part of the acquisition, Bradley Davis will continue as CEO of Davis Homes and retain a minority ownership stake in the company. Defy Investments said all other Davis employees will continue in their roles, though it was not specified how many people are employed by the company. An ag tech startup in Vincennes has closed on a $375,000 fundraising round it says will help bring its artificial intelligence-driven product to market. TerraForce has developed a robotics platform designed to help watermelon and pumpkin farmers harvest their crops with minimal waste. The company said the funding will allow it to add a small number of jobs. Ryan Twiss, Vice President of Regional Initiatives for the Northeast Indiana Regional Partnership, is stepping down after 15 years with the organization to help launch a community housing initiative. Twiss is moving on to help launch Mission Build, a developer of housing and workforce development opportunities in partnership with local communities. From the number one source for Indiana business news, this is Inside Indiana Business Radio.
To succeed, you need to stay informed. You need to be engaged. And let's face it, you need to set yourself apart from the rest by connecting with a company that brings you the best. Because in today's environment, business is an ever-moving target, and we'll help you chase it. IBJ Media. The best of business is in us. Get started at ibjmedia.com/youngprofessional.
One state representative utilized unique visual aids to make his pitch for an education-related bill. IIB's Mark Mazurek has the story.
Using two popular fantasy series as visual aids, Representative Bob Benning urged his colleagues on Monday to greenlight his omnibus bill to strike certain education regulations. Benning said the current education of state code was roughly equivalent in length to J.R.R. Tolkien's Lord of the Rings trilogy, which has nearly 580,000 words. His proposal, House Bill 1002, would trim about 35,000 words from that section, or nearly the same number of words in C.S. Lewis's The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. The Indianapolis Republican called much of the language, quote, low-hanging fruit, particularly expired education mandates, teacher training, and other programs. He said he thinks it's impactful that the state moves forward not regulating schools in order to give them the ability to do what they do best for the children. Examples of deleted language include removing may provisions, eliminating specific COVID-19 pandemic requirements, and striking duplicate code. A release from his office estimated that the cuts would reduce state education regulations by nearly 10%. Benning's bill split the Democratic caucus, with 10 members joining Republicans to pass the measure on a 75-16 vote. It now moves to the Senate for further consideration. I'm Mark Mazurek for Inside Indiana Business Radio.
Columbus-based Cummins says it has reorganized its Accelera zero-emissions business unit because of slowing demand. In its fourth quarter and full year 2024 financial report released Tuesday, the manufacturer said it had incurred $312 million in primarily non-cash charges in the fourth quarter related to the Accelera reorganization. Of that amount, Cummins said about $7 million went to severance, though the company did not disclose how many jobs were cut. Most of the remaining charges were related to inventory write-downs and asset impairments, accounting actions related to the company's expectations of slower demand. Fishers Mayor Scott Fadness is this week's guest on the Business and Beyond podcast with Gary Dick, presented by PNC, a weekly conversation with high-profile Hoosiers in business, sports, and entertainment, and beyond. Available now from your favorite podcast provider. I'm Alex Brown for Inside Indiana Business Radio on Demand.